Hey, by the time of this recording, I know it is so late. 15 days ago, these are all gonna be old news, old topics, but then again, it's gonna be very interesting. We're gonna jump from different topic to different topics as much as possible in this video. But first things first, I want to mention that the things that I'm going to talk about is gonna be, of course, gacha revenue, Zenless on Zero's new update. We're going to talk about a little bit of Genshin Impact, a little bit of Arknights Endfield. We're going to, of course, bring up Wuthering Waves from time to time. And there is some new updates in Punishing Grey Raven that I've been meaning to talk about that should definitely be in Wuthering Waves. Now, let's get to it. Now, you are a numbskull if you actually believe that any of these things are real. We've made our point in the past videos. None of this should be taken seriously. It should be taken lightly. It should be taken as a joke. Now that we've got that settled, as you can see, all of these 3 Hoyo games are at the top. Let's just pretend about Love in this space. Of course, that game is gonna be always at the top. And there's something missing. You know exactly what it is. It is way down here. Oh boy, 6 million. The revenue fell off. That don't make any sense, does it? Especially when the new version just came out. And there's more reason for this why it doesn't make any sense at all. And it's the message from the CEO of Kuro Games, Solon. Let's just read this real quick. Yesterday, after extensive preparation, the 2.0 Renacita update finally launched. I'd like to share its performance with you. First, the new version exceeded players' expectations. Feedback from the community and surveys highlighted a significant improvements in content quantity and quality compared to previous versions. On the operational side, we're thrilled to announce that Wuthering Waves achieved its highest single-day revenue. Its highest. Now, the reason why I believed in this statement is because they are under Tencent, and there ain't no way that Kuro Games are allowed to just lie about their revenue chart and saying that, oh my god, we should manipulate the audience, saying that our revenue is high right now, so they will come to our game. No. That is not how it goes. Tencent wouldn't just want to risk their own reputation just for the sake of one game, okay? That is not how it works. So this statement is official. Let's just put it out there. And this makes no sense, the revenue itself, when Solon already stated that the game has achieved the highest single-day revenue since launch. And Renacita, if I'm being honest, it has been a blast. I have enjoyed so much in Renacita, I couldn't stop playing. And that's one of the reasons why this video came out so late, because I'm still exploring the game. I haven't even finished the story quest, and not because I got bored. It's just I want to finish it on stream. Come to the live stream if you want to see it. And Renacita exploration, just when you go back to the old versions of Wuthering Waves, it felt terrible. I can no longer go back to Huanglong because Renacita can fly, okay? The flying capabilities in this game, it feels so good. And I want to make a proper video on that, so I'm not going to explain any further. But if you are a player that wishes to play the Wuthering Waves for so long and haven't started the game yet, I would definitely recommend you to just go ahead and start. Now let's look into the comments. Wuthering Waves ZZZ releasing one of the best patches. I completely agree. Zenless on Zero 1.4 as well. They've been very generous with their rewards. They've been very generous with their contents. These 2 games have blown Genshin out of the park. Genshin Impact feels so empty right now. And to be honest, I've given a thought after watching a bunch of Arknights Endfield gameplay. And look, I made a rule for myself that I should only play 3 gacha games. And if Arknights Endfield is gonna be really good, yeah, there's gonna be another I quit Genshin Impact video coming up. Now, let's get to the next topic, shall we? Genshin Impact gives out 20 instead of normal 10 total free pools. It really doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because once this 20 pool arrives, Mavuika, you know, the Archon of Genshin Impact, the Pyro Archon that everybody has been waiting for. But once this reward is given out, the Archon is gone. So why does it even matter at this point? Let's see about the comment. Title should be Genshin Impact gives 20 pulls after the main banner ends. How do we feel about it? F2P/budget/people with understanding. That's a crappy move from Hoyoverse. Hoyo Shields. Just say it better. Wow. This is gacha gaming, right? Because to my understanding, gacha gaming used to be a community where they are a bunch of Hoyo Shields. The world is healing. The world is actually healing. 20 in the bank for Skirk. Now, if you don't know Skirk is a character that has been teased for a while because she is Tartaglia's teacher. So she should be like a lot stronger than him. And she's also, well, a female, so that's gonna sell very well, isn't it? But I think her design is kind of bad. It's kind of plain, actually. She looks so bland. I feel like they butchered her, and there's a bunch of concept art of her, and she looks way more amazing. And after seeing those concept art, Skirk is not worth waiting. I'm just saying, Skirk is just not worth waiting. And not to mention, look, I have to say it again. Snezhnaya has been pushed forward ahead, so that makes Netherlands is gonna be around for a lot more longer. So that also means Khaenri'ah, all the other nations that Skirk supposedly be involved in. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's gonna be Genshin Impact 2, guys, and that is just not a good thing. I hope the time will never comes. So next topic, your most anticipated gacha game of 2025. Let's see, Arknights Endfield. Yes, this is gonna be an actual amazing game. This is actually gonna be a very amazing game. And I've seen a bunch of gameplay. And before this, there was a beta, and the gameplay sucks balls. Afterwards, they completely rework all the movements, all the characters' animations in the new beta that is currently live right now, and a bunch of content creators are playing. So I recommend you to watch it and give your own opinions and thoughts about the game, because the game to me looks so good, and it will be one of the reasons why I might just uninstall Genshin. I just might. It's not just gonna be this game, right? Ananta is another one, which is another open world game. So there's gonna be a lot of people uninstalling Genshin Impact because these games are open world and they're very very large. They're gonna be needing a lot of storage in their PC. But my most anticipated games, now this game I have been glazing for quite a while, and it's not gonna be a sunshine rainbow type of waifu baiting game. It's gonna be very dark and gloomy and gritty, and it's called The Hidden Ones. It looks amazing, guys. People gotta talk about it. I want to talk about it right now. This game looks amazing. It's a fighting game. I look it up, and it seems to be like gonna be free to play on Steam currently. Maybe they're gonna make it paywall. Who knows? If they're gonna make it paywall, then I don't recommend you buying or playing it then. But this game right now, because they make it free to play, and it most likely will be gacha because it is made in China. It just looks amazing, and there needs to be people talking about it. There is literally nobody talking about it. Tower of Fantasy 4.6, and it's an anniversary. It's gonna be a new reboot, it seems like. And why is this game so interesting? Why do I care so much about the game? Now I played the game because this is the first game that my wife played. The first gacha game. This is her game. And guess what they did at the end of the trailer right here? The tower exploded, and there's a bunch of meme roaming around while saying that Tower of Fantasy basically ending the service, ending our service on its own because the game is outdated, the game is dead. As a lot of people have said that, but clearly it's not, because they're gonna keep continuing it. They're gonna keep making revenue out of it. And what's funny is that people think that Wuthering Waves is dead. Meanwhile, there's Tower of Fantasy that literally, I went back once. I went back to this game. Nobody plays it anymore. I cannot match with anyone, and the boss is very difficult, and I need teammates to play around with. So I decided on that time, it's not worth coming back. Because I can't beat a single boss on my own. But nonetheless, I still have like very good memories about this game. But just so you know, I do think Tower of Fantasy is a very, very bad gacha game. It's so clunky, the UI is so messy, and there's a lot of hackers that ruins the game completely back then. And that is one of the reasons that we stopped playing. Anyone else has that one character that almost brings you to play a gacha game you otherwise never touch? Look, this guy is talking about Zani. Zani literally has one of the best character design in all these gacha games lately. Even her English voice acting is actually perfect. It's so nice to have a very unique English voice acting. And I don't mean this in an offensive way. English voice acting is a normal thing, and I think it's fine to have that. But I do prefer Japanese dub. But unfortunately, believe it or not, even me, someone that actually likes Japanese dub more, I think Zani's EN version is actually a lot more unique and a lot more fun to listen to. I completely understand why this person wanted to actually play the game just because of Zani releasing soon. I mean, honestly, it doesn't need to be about Zani. The game itself is very amazing, and I'm still playing the game. And I genuinely cannot stop playing the game because it is just so much fun to fly around in the new glider. It is insanely good how exploration has become in Wuthering Waves. Access distribution for Arknights and Endfield beta test. I do not want to get into beta. Like me personally, I think if you play the beta, it's gonna ruin the whole game for you in the future. When the games start releasing, you're gonna feel like burned out because you already played this part. And I honestly cannot wait to play this game once it finally releases in global. I love everything about, especially the animation. The animation just looks so good in this game. It's almost around the Zenless Zone Zero level of animation. It looks so good. The facial rigging in Endfield is actually polished. One more thing I want to say. Do you remember when back then, when Wuthering Waves released, and a bunch of Genshin Impact shields are saying that Wuthering Waves look a bit more clunky. Wuthering Waves doesn't look as smooth. It doesn't have very weight. It doesn't have a weight on the characters. when they're jumping around. It feels so light. It feels like they're made out of paper thin. And Genshin Impact has weight on the characters. When they jump around, you feel heavy. And there's like polish in animations. There's non-existence of bug on the character's expression at all. I guess there's no expression, to be honest. But Endfield is already better than Genshin. And believe it or not, I truly believe that the game is polished. It's definitely gonna outdo Genshin when it comes to animation. And Genshin should have died a long time ago, especially when they don't even bother caring about their player base or giving back to the player base whatsoever. Sooner or later, the time will come for my next video of quitting Genshin. Version 1.5 teaser of Zenless Zero. Now, we're not gonna watch all this. I'm a bit lazy, and I got no time to watch all the live streams. Now, let's just go straight to the recap. Now, let's just go straight to the point, okay? There's gonna be another story quest, obviously, about Esther this time around, and she's looking like a really good character. And what I'm gonna talk about is the new characters, right? Esther Yao and Evelyn. I do think Esther Yao is gonna be a very good support unit. The reason why I know about this is because I just recently watched an I Win to Lose video. She's gonna be the new meta, but I will not be pulling for her. And I love meta in this game. After playing with Miyabi, I cannot but just think about the meta in this game because it feels so good to play when you're just so strong as a player. But Evelyn just looks so good. She looks way too good. I cannot skip her, and I don't have enough pulls. Speaking about pulls, we're blessed to have Zenless Zero, okay? They've given us so much currency in the game in comparison to Genshin Impact. When I pull for Miyabi, I tried to go for her M1, and it didn't took me long. Even during the first half of the game, I was already at 70 pulls. That is how much currency they gave in this game. It's just so good. Again, let's talk about Evelyn, and I'm pulling for her. She's a DPS character. She looks amazing, and of course I'm gonna pull for a weapon. And there's gonna be some controversial stuff I'm gonna talk about here, and it's gonna be Ellen. Oh boy. So Ellen is gonna be with Esther Yao. They're gonna be in the same banner. But unfortunately, nobody plays Ellen anymore. And when I first saw Ellen's skin here, it's just a plain high school shirt. We see every time we come across her, all the time in the overworld. She wears it all the time. The model is there. It's nothing to sell about. And we just had Miyabi. Ever since Miyabi's release, everybody has been on Ellen. Okay? There's nothing that Ellen can do what Miyabi can't. So again, when I first saw the skin, I thought to myself, this should just be free. Because poor Ellen mains, they do not deserve this. You know, they deserve more. They're maining Ellen. They're probably MCS Ellen. Just for it to be power crept by M0 Miyabi. So please, consider making it free for the Ellen mains. I don't even have Ellen. I just feel like they deserve so much. That is all there is. Just make it free. This is not worth anything. And if you're an Ellen main and you have Miyabi, just stop playing Ellen. Don't even bother paying for the new office of Ellen. But hey, look at the bright side. There's gonna be a free Nick Cole skin that looks completely garbage because, and I say this is garbage because it's just a color scheme change. They basically just control you and switch the color scheme. I'm sorry to say, but it's one of the worst, especially after seeing that what Wuthering Waves can provide in terms of new outfits. We have Sanhua, and she's free, and everything about her skin looks different. Astraya looks pretty good. I have not much to say about that. But of course, it's gonna be about Evelyn for me. I'm gonna skip everything but Evelyn, and I'm gonna pull for Evelyn's weapon as well. And there's nothing else to show here. If you want to pull for Qin Yi, she's also meta in this game, so go for it if you want to. Not that I don't want to pull for her. When I played her for a bit, I thought she was really fun. But because of her model, I just don't want to pull for it. Alright, that's about it. Now here is something interesting to talk about. Hoyoverse has been doing unannounced layoffs. Do you know what layoffs is? They're firing people. Unannounced. That is insane for a multi-billionaire company to do this. Hoyo? Oh no. My time with Hoyoverse has come to an end. Made new friends, gained new skills, added global insight onwards. Do you know why he say it like that? Because this is scripted. And the real one is gonna be, well, let me just show you after I read all of this, okay? Happy New Year. It's been a while. After an incredible 2.5 years of Hoyoverse, I'm moving on due to the recent layoffs that took place before the new year. Looking back, I feel truly fortunate to have worked with such brilliant talents in the industry. I'm also grateful for the many inspiring candidates I had. You get the point. You get the point. They're glazing the company first right here, but then the real fun starts. Lemao, so, not an easy way to say this, but I just got laid off from Hoyoverse Genshin. Genshin, specifically, they have to mention Genshin. I'll make a formal post later, but if you know anyone hiring a writer editor in games, think of me maybe. And then this one comes. This is their review, because who else could it be? Or maybe it's some other employee, right? Beware of layoffs. You will work with some of the most passionate people further shape your skills. So they're glazing it real quick right here because it's true. It's true. When you work in a company, you do gain a lot of new skills. You learn from a lot of people that are very, very talented. That is how company works. There's always people better than you. Even if you are so good at your work already, there's always gonna be people that are your seniors that work there longer, and they're just so much better. Layoffs are happening and not being communicated, leaving employees in the dark. Hoyoverse does not believe in a communication if you are not based in the HQ in Singapore. Internet politics affect global teams that had zero involvement. Holidays in Singapore are respected, but global holidays are not, and we are often messaged to be online for non-emergent issues. Get used to working late nights. Now, I used to work in an animation company, and I completely understand that these things happens a lot, and it sucks. There's always going to be reviews like this, okay? And if you search in any animation company, and if you search for this certain anime company and you search reviews, you will see a bunch of bad review. That is very common. This is very common. Just give it a try. Look for an animation company and then search for the review. You will see a bunch of employees complaining about how terrible the workspace are. That is very, very common. And they have to work overnight, especially gaming, animation company. These things are normal. It sucks. The truth is, working in this company sucks ass, okay? And it will never be a proper dream job for anyone. It should not. And if it has people like has a dream job of working in an animation company because they have talents, no, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be pure suffer. It is the truth. It's the truth. Okay? I truly feel bad for these people because I know they've been overworked. And what's funny about this whole thing, right? It's not. And what's funny about this whole thing is that it's not even about the whole layoffs thing. Is that not only Hoyoverse are really really bad at speaking to their player base, but they're also terrible when it comes to laying off their employees. They can't even communicate. They just suck at communicating with their players, employees. I don't know what's wrong with the management in Hoyoverse, but this needs to stop. This whole non-communication with their own community, it needs to stop. There need to be more transparency. This is a big company, guys. Like you really need to start talking smack about this company and not glaze them too much. There are no reasons for you to even defend a multi-billionaire company. None. So this behavior from the community just needs to end. It needs to stop. The company has shown how terrible they treat their own workers. Okay? Isn't that enough? That should be more than enough for us to stop glazing the company itself. If there's something good, we say something good. If there's something bad, we do not need to hold back against a multi-billionaire company. Now, I know that's a bit of a dark turn into this whole discussion, but let's go for a fun ride with Punishing Grey Raven as DMC5. Holy crap, this is what I've wanted for Wuthering Waves. DMC5 or Near Automata. I really need these games to be in Wuthering Waves because it's literally a perfect fit. And I have some funny things to show you right here. And it's in Facebook. I had to open up Facebook for this thing. This is just sad. Why don't now this is a Hoyo sleeve, mind you, okay? This is just sad. Why doesn't Capcom want to collab with Hoyo? This model looks really bad. If only Hoyo games could remake it. You are a goofball. Or you're just rage baiting and you're a troll. Because this is so good, okay? This is so good. And what I'm gonna show you in the comments is so insane. Shut up, Hoyo Slave. And what's even more fun, this is a Devil May Cry Facebook page. Yeah, the model that Hoyo did. Now, I do not want to remind people how bad she looks, okay? She already looks terrible in, in the real one, but she looks even worse in Genshin Impact. And not to mention, they didn't even bother trying. They made the character Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn so they can insert Genshin Impact into PlayStation. And that is what I believe in. They didn't even bother figuring out how this character works, improving how the character can go even further. They just stopped. It is so funny that there's people like this that wants Hoyo to continue collabing with other games. Never again. Genshin Impact should ever collab with any other company. With that said, I would still love to see what Zenless Zero could, collab. But here's the thing. Here's the honest truth. I don't think they will. I think Hoyoverse is just that big. A multi-billionaire company that doesn't need to collab with any other companies ever again. They just never need to share it. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you finish watching this video, I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please consider to like and subscribe. That would definitely help the channel. See ya.